All right, so today for our writing lesson, we are going to look at writing an introduction and a conclusion. Now, you should know how to already write an introduction because we've done that. We've talked about those different types of introductions. Okay, so we're going to use that knowledge that we've talked about, and we are going to be able to write one. So one that we've talked about has been a hook, and another one has been, we're hooking our readers. One we talked about has been dialogue. Remember the snapshot? We talked about the snapshot. Y'all remember the snapshot? Yes? No? Miss Gardner's crazy, so I don't care today. Using simile, using all those things. So that's what we're going to do today is in our writing plan. So it's still in that same thing we've been working on for the last 2 weeks. Okay. So we're going to make sure we edit in browser here for our essay. And remember, we're writing about Thanksgiving. And remember, are you writing about the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade?
No.
That's my idea, right? I'm writing about the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. You are writing about your own thing. America's working on a great essay about going to see her cousins for Thanksgiving. Okay. So everybody's ideas are differently. So remember, walking us through this process, we looked at our prompt, we found the important ideas, which was celebrating what makes Thanksgiving important, celebrating Thanksgiving important to you. I brainstormed 4 things that made Thanksgiving important. I picked the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. I came up with the 3 things that made the Thanksgiving Day Parade important. Now, remember, if you were struggling, you only had to write about one. Don't force yourself to write about all 3 of them right now. And then I picked my 3. I wrote my thesis statement, which is Thanksgiving is an important holiday to me because of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. I think the parade makes celebrating Thanksgiving important because watching is a family tradition. The parade has unique balloons and musical acts, and it starts with the giant turkey and ends with the wave from Santa. And then I have my 3 paragraphs. So this will be a paragraph about. So I've got my paragraph here about the family tradition. I'm going to have my paragraph about the balloons and musical acts. I'm going to have my paragraph about it beginning with turkey and ending with Santa. So I've written the body of my essay. So today, this is slide number 8. Today, you are going to work on your hook, on your introduction. So it's a hook plus a thesis statement. Okay? So I'm going to use dialogue to start mine. Okay? I'm going to use dialogue. Now, you can use dialogue. You can do a snapshot. You can do an onomatopoeia. Okay? You can do an interesting fact. Remember? Okay? So I'm going to start with dialogue, though. I'm going to say, live from New York City. It's the 86th, and I'm just making this up, 86th annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. And I'm going to put an exclamation point, close parenthesis, or close quotations, announces the NBC broadcaster. So I always watch it on NBC. Okay. So it's going to be live from New York City. It's the 86th annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Announces, and remember that's got to be a lowercase a, announces the NBC broadcaster. Now, there's my hook. Okay, that's my hook. Now I'm going to get my thesis statement, which was this up here. And if you remember how to copy and paste, y'all remember how to copy and paste?
Mm-hmm.
You can right click on that. You can just copy that. So now I'm going to go down here. Keeps you from having to do all this typing. And after my hook there, I'm just going to paste that in there. So now I have my first paragraph. I have my hook, and I have my thesis statement. Okay? See how easy that was to make my first paragraph? Now, my conclusion is going to be what's harder, okay? I'm going to write my conclusion using something like I'm going to start with something that says maybe at the end of the day, or because I'm wrapping it up, okay? So I'm going to say, and I want all of you to use at the end of the day right now. I have a couple more that I'll teach you, but right now let's use at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, comma, and then I want you to give some sort of feeling about the topic. I'm going to use a simile because similes to me are really easy. Remembering that's comparing using like or as. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember we've talked about similes. So at the end of the day, watching the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade, and this is all capitalized because it's a proper noun, it's the name of the event on TV, is like biting into a piece of my favorite German chocolate cake. Okay, so it's enjoyable. We're gonna say that's my favorite cake. So I'm gonna say, oh, and I gotta make that capital G because that's German. Okay, gotta make that a capital G because that's a language, right? It's my favorite. It's like biting into my favorite piece of German cake. So I've given myself so you can tell if it's my favorite, I must really enjoy eating it, right? So I really enjoy the parade. I enjoy it like I eat my favorite cake. That's my simile. And then I'm gonna say that's why. You see, we use those that's why in our daily journals all the time, right? I'm going to say that's why, and I'm going to restate my thesis statement, but I'm going to say it backwards. I'm going to start with I'm going to start with these reasons first, and then I'm going to talk about making the parade, making it important. So I'm going to say that's why the wave. So I'm going to say that's why the watching the family tradition of watching the parade, the unique balloons and musical acts, as well as the giant the as the giant turkey to start and Santa to end, makes celebrating Thanksgiving important to me. Okay? So do you see how I rewrote my thesis statement? My thesis statement was Thanksgiving is an important holiday to me because of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. I think the parade makes celebrating Thanksgiving important because watching is a family tradition. The parade has unique balloons, musical acts, and starts with the giant turkey and ends with the wave from Santa. Well, I did that here. And I said, that's why the family tradition of watching the parade, so here it is, but I rewrote it. The parade, the unique balloons and musical acts here, well, that's also here. The parade has unique balloons and musical acts, as well as the giant turkey to starts with the giant turkey, and Santa to end, makes celebrating Thanksgiving important to me. Do you see how I rewrote all that? Thumbs up? Yes, no? I'm still asleep. I haven't had my coffee yet. I really don't care.
I
Hey,
don't need my coffee because I had a shower.
you don't need coffee because you had a shower. Okay, so this is what you're doing today. For the next 30 minutes until 9:05, you're writing an introduction and a conclusion. If you're going to do those, and if you have not gotten these shape sheets finished yet,
Which you
you're going to need to do that. Okay? So I have my closing sentence. Oh, I need to go back and finish my closing sentence here, don't I? So that's something that I'm going to have to do on my essays, go back and finish a closing sentence there. Tomorrow, we're putting it all together and having one big essay. Tomorrow, it's done. Raylan, yes.